Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Tech Talk. Woo! It's actually working on both groups. And nope, it's not going to go live on my personal profile, and that's fine. So I am excited to be here with y'all today. If you are a Nerdly client, pop on into the Zoom room with me, and that is on the Nerdly training calendar. Happy to answer any questions, so please leave those in the comments. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Colleen McCartney, and I am the founder of Nerdly and partner with GroupTrack, focusing on getting your GroupTrack and HighLevel systems to work together. And I'm really excited to be here. I'm walking you guys through how to leverage the GroupTrack plus HighLevel integration. I'm walking you through how to get it set up so that you can serve your clients to the best of your ability by streamlining your workflow and really being able to automate what you can so that you can ensure that your clients are getting that same experience every time, right? Because how magical is it that when someone joins your Facebook group that you can immediately have sending them emails and text messages, right? Being able to be in a DM conversation with them on your personal profile and being able to know what they've opted into and having all those different data points about them. So let me go and put this. Cool. Okay, cool. That's live. Yes, we are live in both groups. Wonderful. So there is a little bit more to do with the tags, so that we're going to do a training on next week, and I'm going to show you guys all a workaround on how to make it work for yourself today, right? Because I know the GroupTrack team has been hard at work making the system super awesome with the new platform, and there's been a few challenges, but right now we can do the pipeline integration, and I'm going to walk you guys through getting that done. You ready? Woo! Yay! Okay, so let's do this. So we're going to go into the GroupTrack 2.0. Okay, so first we're going to focus on the GroupTrack pipeline with a Facebook group. All right, because that is, and let me get my little picture guy. There we go. Okay, cool. All right, can everyone see this okay? Is this any bigger if I go here? Will that make it bigger? Can you guys see that better? All right, let me know in the comments if you guys can actually see the screen. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and assume that you can. Fantastic. So we're going to focus on the pipeline with the Facebook group. So the first thing that you want to do is make sure that you are copy pasting the names of these pipeline stages into your HighLevel to create a mirror of these stages so that you can integrate it. And when I say it needs to be a mirror copy, I mean it needs to be an absolute mirror copy. And so things you want to look out for when you're copy pasting is make sure that when you paste it, I know a couple of times I've done this and it'll end up pasting with a space, right? And then if there's even a space off, it will not integrate properly. So you want to make sure that this is exactly the same, right? So that's step one, making sure that you have an exact copy of the pipeline in your HighLevel instance or whatever white label version you're using, and it needs to match exactly to the pipeline in GroupTrack that you're going to be integrating, right? Awesome. Let me move this over here. Oh, I love it. My nerds are showing up. Fantastic. And because I'm super cool like that, y'all don't even get to see them. They get to hang out in their privacy of my Zoom room. Oh, and now that means I actually have to share my screen. So Heather, don't be off camera. Don't make me be here alone. All right, so here we go. All right, great. Oh man, I've got so much tech going on over here. It's bananas. Okay, so first step is make sure that we have copied all of the pipeline stages, right? Okay, great. So then we're going to go back over to GroupTrack. So now that we've got this set up, we've got the pipeline in GroupTrack, and then we've got it mirrored in your HighLevel instance, right? So we're going to go again, if you guys don't remember, from pipelines. We're going to take in the template with a Facebook group, and then we're going to click import. Right? So now you have the GroupTrack pipeline with Facebook group copy pipeline, right? So if you've integrated stuff before, pretend that you haven't, right? With tech, it is always better safe than sorry, and especially with being basically an entire, even though it's still GroupTrack, it's an entirely new platform. You're going to want to make sure you set up a new integration, right? So you can see I have a lot of different ones set up. And I was doing some demo testing earlier. So we're going to ignore these because I want to make sure I walk you guys through the entirety of setting up the new integration. So first, we're going to click create new connection. And then you're going to pick the system, right? Whether it's Go HighLevel or you're needing a lead connector, these will both work the same way. So then you want to name the connection, right? Because your pipeline, each pipeline will need to be integrated, and then the tags will be integrated separately, right? So what we're going to go ahead and do is call this the, since this is just a demo, I'm just going to call this demo, but you can name this your pipeline. You can name it whatever you want. Demo GT with group pipeline. All right. So we got that part. Easy peasy. Yeah, we're all good with that. So now
calling that doesn't have to match. You know how everything has to like match, but that name doesn't have to match.
No, this is for so that was a good question. The question was, does this have to match? So the name of it is for your reference. It is for you to know, right? Now there's a chance that you could use the same, you want to know that it's for that pipeline or it's for the tags, right? That's what you want to be able to identify. So it probably is good practice to name it that. Good call, good call, good call. All right, so then we're going to pop over into our HighLevel instance, right? And we're going to click on settings. And then we're going to be in the business profile, right? So we're going to scroll down here till you get an API key. If you are a newer user and you don't have an API key, there should be a button here that would say generate API key. All right. So then we're going to take that and we're going to go back into GroupTrack 2.0. And we're going to paste the API key. All right. And then we're going to go back into HighLevel. And we're going to click the go back button and then click on dashboard. And we're going to copy the URL from up here. All right. This is going Nate's amazing. And he made it so that it's going to pull the location ID without having to step by step walk you through and explain to you what a location ID is. All right. And then we're going to paste the Go HighLevel dashboard URL. And then we're going to click create. All right. So now we're going to select the connection we just built. All right. And now you'll see a message here, right? GroupTrack CRM link custom field is required. Now what this is, if you don't know, is a link, is a custom field. It will have the link to the GroupTrack contact profile. This is really cool because this means that while you're in HighLevel, you can click and open right to that contact profile. You can also leverage this contact profile link in automations, right? So I know if you guys have been around Nerdly for a while, we love our Slack notifications because I can pay that itty bitty 1 penny, and I could put a myriad of content and context about the contact. So I leverage this a lot, so that if I want to send a follow-up personalized personal DM, that we'll put the GroupTrack CRM link in any of the notifications that XYZ person just bought this, just opted into this. So some really cool stuff you can do there. And if any of this is like, oh my gosh, this is exciting, or like you need extra help, just reach out to us over at nerdly.io and we will hook you up. So now this
show us where to put that custom value.
Oh, it does it on its own. So the question was, are we going to show you what to do with the custom field? Oh, how to create it? GroupTrack will automatically create it for you if it does not already exist. If you have previously integrated it, it already exists, and you do have those handy dandy contact links already in on your contact profiles. So now it's asking us which Go High Level pipelines should we, was that?
Does it change now that they're 2.0? Like, do we
Nope.
need to update anything?
No,
Okay.
it'll do its thing on its own. So that is definitely, so the question was, does that need to get updated? Do we need to do anything in our high level? And the answer is no. GroupTrack does that automatically. So that's not a custom field you want to touch, right? So that is just a way for, that is how GroupTrack's also making sure that the contacts stay synced, right? All right. So now it's asking if a contact is not found in high level and needs to be created, they will be added to this list or pipeline. And they're saying list because in other systems it's referred to as a list. For us using high level or Nerdly, it is a pipeline. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the GT pipeline with Facebook group integration testing because this is the one that matches up, right? So now it's asking, do you want to update GroupTrack stages to match this pipeline? All right, you absolutely want to say yes, right? Because otherwise your stages will not link. It will send the contact over there. However, the stages will not connect. So before we click yes, we want to look down here. This is what you want to see, right? You want to see the high level stage, and you want to see the dots going all the way over to the GroupTrack exact same stage, right? If it does not look like this, then you need to go back and make sure that your high level stage names are named exactly the same. I wish I took a screenshot of mine earlier when I had a space in there and it was going to create new GroupTrack stages, even though it was already up here. Because I had an extra space in there, it was going to create a new stage, and that would just be not fun. So the way to fix that is going back into your high level, making sure check your spacing, capitalizations matter, emojis matter, right? So you got to make sure that they are named exactly the same. And now we're going to click yes and add Go High Level stages. And then we're going to scroll on down, right? And click continue. So this is not an option. The only answer to this is yes, right? They will only sync with contacts that have an email. And just so you guys know, okay, phone number only will not synchronize. It will need an email to have the contact sync. All right, and now we have, what else do you want to sync? To when contacts are added to the pipeline, when you update contact info like a phone or an email in GroupTrack, and when you update a contact stage in GroupTrack. I'm sure there's a use case for toggling one of these off. However, you really want to have them all toggled on, especially if you want to really leverage this power, right? And then we're going to click finish. And then ta-da! Okay, so now we have one more thing to do, right? We need to take this webhook, which is now created for you, right? And then we need to go make some automations in high level. Are you guys ready? Woo! All right, so now we're going to come on over here back into high level, and we're going to go to automations. And we're going to create a workflow from scratch. All right, and then I'm going to call this GT integration demo. Yes. And this is a fun thing. If you guys haven't looked into this, this is a super fun new feature in HighLevel. So name this your pipeline. So what I recommend is name it that pipeline name and webhook. And just for making sure that you don't get confused, right? Just call it webhook 2.0. Now, if you already had a pipeline with an automation and you can reuse it and update it, however, you do want to make sure that you have all of the triggers. So we're going to go a pipeline stage change, right? And then we're going to go to filters, in pipeline, and then you want to select the pipeline that you just integrated, right? And then save that trigger. Actually, pipeline stage change, GT demo pipeline. What I would do is make sure where it says pipeline stage changed, just adding in the pipeline name. This is really important for continuity, and as your team grows, as you forget what you did 6 months ago, this is really important so that you have the tracking. We want to do an opportunity created, right? And then we want to filter down to in pipeline and select your pipeline that you did. In GT demo pipeline. All right. And then I think that's it for the pipeline. And then we're going to put in a webhook. And remember that webhook we copied from over in our group track? Let me show you again. So this webhook, we want to copy that. And then we're going to come back over to HighLevel, and we're going to hit paste. And then hit webhook, GT demo pipeline. The other reason why I'm a stickler for naming the actions is I will name the action after I know that the setup is complete, right? Because you could be working off of a snapshot or something like that where you'll have the templates and you need to go in and customize it. And this way you can make sure that you're working with updated, correct information, right? So in your settings, thankfully now, allow reentry is already turned on. And that's really all that matters because you're not going to have any communications on this. So, and I want to reiterate this. I have seen so many people put some crazy bananas automations in here. You can do those in a separate automation. When it comes to the webhook automations, you need to have absolutely nothing else in there. And I want to really reiterate that because I've seen so many weird things where there's if else's and all sorts of stuff. Do those separately. Your webhook automations need to be purely just this, right? A stage change in that specific pipeline or an opportunity created in that specific pipeline and just the webhook demo, right? Tags are synced completely separately, which is really, really exciting. There's a little bit more work on those, so we can't go over that today. However, I am going to show you how to make sure that you're approving people and how to make sure that they are also getting added into your automation. Yes.
What does a webhook do?
So good question. So the question was, what does a webhook do? A webhook is a way to send the data. So you know how when we were just in the group track and setting up that integration, right? This has a native integration over here, right? So this is how GroupTrack is sending information to HighLevel, right? Now, what this does is this is a specific API URL that is for this pipeline in your account that is set up to listen. Like it's basically, this is the telephone, right? And it's listening for these specific data points to be sent from HighLevel to GroupTrack. And it's formulated that it is listening for a pipeline stage change or a opportunity created, right? And then it's going to go, once these two triggers happen, it's going to have this one action, which is the webhook. And that's going to send that data to that pipeline in GroupTrack and make sure that information gets updated. Does that make sense? Comments?
Yeah. So if it happens in GroupTrack, or if it happens in Nerdly.
If it happens in Nerdly or HighLevel, that's what the webhook is for.
Okay.
The information from GroupTrack is that native integration that we just did before we got the webhook URL.
Everyone in sync, so we're
Yeah.
not having to go to
Correct. So this group, this is what we did earlier. So this here, where we set up the integration to HighLevel inside GroupTrack, this is sending information from GroupTrack to HighLevel, right? And so that's set up via the API, and we don't even have to look, feel, touch, do anything with that, right? That's why we needed to get that API link and the dashboard URL, because the dashboard URL tells them what location it's going to. And then on the HighLevel side, we need to know the API is set up to receive specific data. It is set up to receive a pipeline stage change and if an opportunity is created in a pipeline. And this webhook is custom to that specific pipeline. So you don't want to use this webhook URL for any other pipeline or for anything else. It is, think of it as the language it speaks is pipeline stage change and opportunity created. So if you try to talk to it and tell it other stuff, it's not going to know what to do. Right? So it knows two functions, stage change and opportunity created. Beyond that, it's not going to know what to do with it. And so you're just going to get a bunch of workflow errors. Right? Good questions. A+. See, this is why I love my Nerdly clients. They're the best. They always have good questions. Okay. So what we can do here is I'm just going to go ahead and add somebody in here. You know what? Why don't we, just because it'll be fun, because everyone here knows and loves Jana, I'm going to add her to that pipeline. All right. So I'm going to hover over her. Ooh, look at that GroupTrack loading. Oh, it's so cool. So cool, you guys. Okay, so I am going to do pipelines. And I want to add this contact to a pipeline. Where do we go? Okay. So this is testing integration. Right? Confirm. Awesome. So now, if I go back over to HighLevel, because I have her email address, let's go over here. Oh, right, wrong. Wait. Yes. Okay, cool. Let's go back here to our opportunities. All right, guys. We'll see how this goes. Did I actually do that right? Let's see if she's in the GroupTrack 2.0. Let's go to... Oh, wait, no, I'm in settings. I want to be in pipeline view. And oh, wait, I think I have two different pipelines that are the same. Hold, please. Hold, please. Let's go over here. Oh, I didn't set a stage. That's why. Brah, brah. Yeah, so you got to make sure you set a stage. So speaking of, let's actually go into the settings and of that pipeline. Right? And we want to make sure that we set a default stage. Look what happens when you don't have a default stage. So we want to make sure that we have a default stage in here. Now, okay, Jenna, love me. Please don't hate me. Okay, there is one stage that I would personally want to add is like a bulk, I added everybody, like a basically a cleanup stage, right? So since we're here, we can't do tags, right? I want to show you how you can say you wanted to change your stages, right? Let me show you how we can do that. So we got the GT pipeline with Facebook group integration testing. And because I am an emoji bananas, so we're going to create a stage and move it all the way to the tippy top. Hopefully this is not overwhelming anybody. I really want this to be helpful, and I'm trying to go slow and steady and provide as much additional context as possible, right? So I'm going to put a soap bar emoji, and I'm going to call this clean up / bulk add to pipeline. Bulk added. All right. Because this way, if I'm doing an add all or something like that, I want them to go into a stage. However, I don't know what stage they need to go in. And this way, if you have folks that have been in your pipeline for a while, yada, yada, yada. Cool. So now we're going to go back here to our integration. All right. So, all right. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to go into the stages. Oh, actually, just right here. Edit. Integration. Verify and continue. Where is that? Let's refresh this because I don't think I gave it enough time. So we're going to click edit. Verify and continue. There we go. Clean up bulk added. So we're going to say yes and link to go high level. You see nothing else has changed here, right? And it's going to create that staging group track for me. Amazing. So, and actually, bear with me 1 second, because in my demo, I just realized that I need to do a different webhook because I wanted to make sure I showed you guys what to do, and I'd already ran through it earlier today. So I'm actually syncing it to another demo pipeline. All right, so now we're going to make this clean up bulk added as the initial stage so that when somebody gets added to here, new contact need to sort out. Ooh, hold on. Where's that? Help me write. Where'd that go? Oh my gosh. Is that more AI in the system? Yes. Okay. New contact. Where'd it go? Okay, well, we'll come back to that. All right. So now we have this as the default stage, right? And now we're going to go back to Jenna. And we're going to put her in the cleanup bulk added. All right. So now I can go to the pipeline view. And we got to make sure we select the pipeline. And then we have a Jenna Larson in our GroupTrack pipeline. And let's head on over to our opportunities in HighLevel. Hold on. Refreshing. let's see here. And then we got a Jenna Larson. And so what's really cool, so that that you guys know some little bits and pieces about this, right, is if you look at sorry, where is it showing me that cancel? But you can see opportunity source is API v1. So if you have a if it is created via the API, it'll actually tell you that. So this way you know that it was created via GroupTrack, because GroupTrack is working on the API. So that's pretty cool. So the only thing you need to be aware of is, for right now, the tags don't sync. So what you want to do is create a smart list, right? And we want to go into the pipeline. We want to pull up our new GroupTrack pipeline. And so for the folks that have just joined your group, right, we're going to put in the joined group stage here, right, and apply, right? And we're going to save this as a smart list. New group members, apply group tag. All right. So now we're going to move Jenna. We're going to pretend like Jenna just joined my group, right? So let me show you over here. We're going to move her into, pretend that she is in the joined group stage, right? All right. Because what I'm going to show you guys is how to manage getting people onto your new email sequences until we get the tag situations updated next, which should be next week.
All right. She doesn't move automatically over there. You have to go in here and move her too.
Was that?
You changed her on GroupTrack, but it didn't change her in here.
It should. I was just trying to make sure we expedited the demonstration. Yeah. So we're going to come over to this smart list that we created. New group member, apply tag, right? So then here, everyone should already have a tag. If you are new and you don't have a tag yet, then hold on, ignore that. You want to make sure new group member tag. So I believe the FB group, or no, it's lead dash FB group. And it's making text simple, MTS. So basically it's going to be lead dash FB group dash joined, right? So if you don't already have one, use this. If you already have a tag, use whichever tag that you were using, and then MTS. So ours is MTS welcome series. So I'm going to do this, add the tag, and now this is going to fire off that new welcome sequence. Oh, and I'm totally not even sharing the right screen. My bad, y'all. So, all right, now we're back over here. So we have our new group members, apply tag, right? And actually, let's do one more thing. So we're going to be in this pipeline and put in your tag for what your group is, right? So tag is not MTS welcome series, right? So if you don't already have a tag, the typical recommendation is going to be lead dash FB group dash joined, right? If you have multiple groups, you want to change FB group to what that group name is, so you have that context. So the reason why we're creating this filter of is in this pipeline stage of new group member and does not have the tag, because this way you can see who joined and does not have the tag. If they already have the tag, they went through that sequence. All right. So that's really it.
Can you just help me more about that welcome sequence? Like you add that tag and that tag must kick off a series of something?
Yes. Oh, so that is a good question. Let me share that with you guys. And this is something that we do set up for folks. We have a very low cost, $150 setup, and we will do our standard GroupTrack stages, which means you're not going to customize anything. We are going to set up the GroupTrack way with a standard welcome sequence. So let me go pull that up. If you want to do custom stuff, we can absolutely do that for you. However, if you want the $150 very inexpensive solution, that is a standard thing. So here we go. So we're going to have a tag that gets added, FB group. And then we're going to wait 2 minutes for any other automation to run, whether it's assigning to a team member or anything like that. And then we're going to send them a welcome email, right? Welcome to group name community, right? And then you're going to put your email copy in there, right? And if you guys don't have HighLevel, which is an amazing tool, AI copywriter, it's the best. So then wait 2 days and send an email, wait 2 days, send an email, wait 2 days. So usually we try to send out 5 or 6 emails, right? Your first email will be a pure welcome to the group. And then we want to lead with your 4 pillars. And that'll bring us to email 6, which, you at that point you have led with value, right? Each email should be actually driving them to one of your lives in your group, right? We want to drive them to the content that you're providing value. It is all about leading with value. And because this is already done, right? That's evergreen. And that's those videos that you have done the lives on, that you're asking people to comment for, like a workbook, comment for this or that, right? Then you have post tracker running on those, and then you get into the DMs with people. Ta-da! All right. So there's
that's really slick. And yeah, now I know all those emails are taking you back to the group.
Exactly. It is all about driving them back to the group. That is how we fight the algorithm. That's how we can leverage organic traffic, right? And that's where a lot of people don't understand is they're like, well, how are people going to see my content? Well, we're going to send it to them. We're gonna curate what we want them to see, right? And if you're out there watching this and you don't run a Facebook group, right? There's a pipeline for people who don't. If you're on Instagram, you're on TikTok, whatever, send them to the platform, right? We definitely lean into the Facebook groups because there's so much you can do with that, right? And it really does help build a whole community around your offer, which is incredibly valuable. Right. So again, if you want to learn more, feel free to hit us up at nerdly.io, basically on every social platform. If you're watching this on YouTube, I put the link to our site as well as where to book a call. If you want to hop on a call and see what else we can do for you, because we have all sorts of done for you services now. We really love doing that. We here at Nerdly, we want to position ourselves to be your marketing growth partner, right? We're not just your tech, we are your actual partner in growing your business and helping you achieve your goals. Hopefully this was super helpful for y'all. We will be doing a training next week, hopefully assuming that we can get the integration to where it needs to be and get those tags going, because this is one thing that I have been personally so excited about, to be able to have global tag integrations, which means that you won't have to have a separate integration for tags at each pipeline, which I'm a tech nerd. it's just so clean and so pretty. And if you guys want to nerd out, do some like Nerd Plus, seeing what you can do between the two beyond the basics, please do reach out, message me. I have a tendency to go to Nerd Plus, but there's different things like having an email engagement strategy, being able to track how often people are opening and replying, and then leveraging that into the DMs. There's so many different things that we can do. And if you want to like Nerd Plus with me on that, please reach out, let me know, and we can definitely set up a workshop because this is the stuff I love to just dive into. All right. I hope you guys found this helpful. Yeah. Later, nerds. See you next week.